Uh, for the next session, Beyond the Firewall, Leading with Intelligence in 2026, I will not take much of your time and directly introduce this session, I would like to invite my colleague, Mr. Naman Kothari, who heads the Innovation and Partnership at NASSCOM COE. Over to you, Naman.
Thank you, Priyansh. All right, first of all, what an extremely well-placed panel we just had. Vivek, everyone, I've become a fan of all of you, and you have raised the bar high, right? Now let's see. So first of all, good afternoon, Hyderabad. Come on. Let me try again. You know, there is a thing called mic check. I have a thing called vibe check. Before I get the correct vibe, I don't move forward. So let me try again. Good afternoon, Hyderabad. Perfect. That's more like a human version of the energy, right? So, you know, since morning we have been talking about innovation. We spoke about deployment, we spoke about adoption, agentic AI and whatnot. And now is the time to talk about intelligence, right? We live in an age, right, all fascinated by cool AI techs, AI gadgets. You know, in less than 15 seconds, you can clone a person's voice. 15 शायद मैंने ज़्यादा बोल दिया. Less than 10 seconds, right? You can create deepfakes. There are AI tools, AI softwares, right? The founders are sitting out here. Puneet can tell you better, right? There are AI agents who can actually predict your next move. Now, what do we do, right? So, you know, in fact, speaking of cloning, we have our big boss sitting here, Mr. Sanjeev Malhotra. I've been playing with his voice since last 2 years. I've been cloning his voice with due permission, of course, since last 2 years. In fact, I've reached a level where I've created his deepfake. In some of the smaller events where he can't go, हम उन्हीं से keynote करा लेते हैं deepfake से, right? After vetting it, of course, right? So I'm telling, the point that I'm trying to make here is, AI has good guys, AI has bad guys. And to break it down for you, you know, to simplify it, we have an expert, we have a leader with over 30 years of experience who will, you know, break down these jargons for you, simplify it for you. Ladies and gentlemen, Vijay Banda, Executive Chairman and Chief Strategy Officer of Sin Radar. Vijay. It was really hard to, you know, get hold of you. I understand you are pretty busy. So, by the way, do you see the gentleman out there? The 6-foot tall guy, our CEO. So he has specially advised me, you know, instructed me to, you know, keep it light. There has been too much flow of information, right? Kafi heavy dose of heavy tech information has already been circulated. We'll keep it light, we'll keep it engaged with a promise that you all have to participate, right? And we'll straight get, without further ado, we'll straight get to the point, right? All right, so here's your mic. We'll change the mic then. Thank you. So Vijay, I've noted down all your questions for you, right?
Sure.
So I was going through a LinkedIn profile. You have spent over 30 years, if I'm not wrong, 30 years. You know, some of the starters were not even born by then, right, when you first started working. So, you know, over that point of time, I see a lot of technical cybersecurity designation or profiles that were listed on your LinkedIn profile, right? So if you have to explain what you do to a 10-year-old kid, right? So what would you love yourself to be called? Will you be a digital police officer or are you a digital architect? In fact, tell us what you do.
I want to be called as maybe a digital financial officer because, you know, all our cybersecurity CISOs, we have to go to CFOs and ask for money at the end of the day. It's like Superman not getting sun.
Superman not getting sun.
Right? He's always need to worry about kryptonite, but there's no sun, right? So the main thing in cybersecurity today is how do we convince the boards or influence the boards to basically tell them, hey, you know, this is very important for our business and we need to make sure the financial priorities are aligned to that. I think that is the biggest challenge that I see a lot of CISOs, you know, trying to justify the spending today. But going back to my son, what I would say is like, you know, my journey is basically, if I look at my career journey, I would say a journey that is actually not depend on the role that I was in, but it depends on the kind of responsibility and the learning that I'm actually uh, creating, like what I call it's a career web. Like a spider, you have to create your career. Right? Career paths are gone. That's what I strongly believe in my book also I wrote. Career web. We need to create our career webs. I think that is the era of career. We are in the era of career webs, and I'm doing that today. That's what I'm trying to tell my son. Yeah, in simple words. Yeah.
And speaking of books, you are author of a few books, right? And I remember in your book called Hello Future Skills, you talk about 4 mantras, right?
Right.
So tell our audience, right, how does something like self-awareness
Sure.
actually, help a professional from getting hacked? These days we, the other day we keep hearing stories about the hackers trying newer methods to, scam people. So how does self-awareness this is very basic thing?
Yeah, it's very basic. I think, especially in cybersecurity world, like, one of my mentors used to say, leadership is a mindset. Today we should also take security as a mindset. We need to always have a security-first mindset. Anything that you're buying today, even clicking on a WhatsApp link, opening an email with an attachment from an unknown person, or even any basic thing, you're exchanging data, or even charging your phone on a Wi-Fi device or some device in an airport. Every time you have to put the security-first mindset. I think that is the need of our friends. If you look at, everybody in our family knows our PIN code of our phones, our passwords also they can guess. Even our Wi-Fi passwords also neighbors can guess sometimes. But so we have to be very cognitive. I think the one self-awareness mantra I would basically say for cybersecurity people in a very simple, considering the end of the day session is just keep always, how does, from a security angle, how does this affect? What weak link that it will open up, right? If you can just keep that awareness in mind, a lot of times we have a lot of temptations. Okay, your daughter asked for an iPhone. Suddenly you see a WhatsApp message, hey, free iPhone is available.
Actually.
Okay, yes. You click on this, you pay us 4,000 rupees, we're sending you a red iPhone, right? I'm sure, a couple of my friends' families fall for it immediately, right? They send the 4,000 rupees and they're waiting for this. They got this beautiful Amazon receipt. So like that, I think we have to be aware of, is this really a mechanism to actually test my awareness and my security mindset. So I think the simple thing is security first. I think we are in that world, we can't tell which video is real or video is unreal, data is real, truth versus fact versus fiction. So I think the mindset is very, very important for us to be cognitive of how to go about with our intelligence.
I think very well said. In fact, Vijay, when we were growing up, there used to be a very common scam wherein you get a email from a Nigerian prince, right? And he's willing to inherit his property to you, and only if you click on this link and submit your details. We have moved past that age, I believe, right? Now there are, human-like and actual deepfakes who calls you, right? So my next question to you is, there is a thing that you talk a lot about called AI for predictive threat intelligence. This is a smart term, right? I would love you to break it down for me. Also a follow-up question, in this arms race, is the AI the good guy, or do you think it's somewhere in between the good guy and the bad guy?
See, I think in this era, it's very hard to judge AI today. I think it's whether good or bad. Only 2 generations from now, or maybe 20 years from now, people will say, yes, that was great. Hopefully, it is the case. We all hope that the Terminator movie is not, really happening in the future, where, the robots are controlling humans, or Divergent is a movie that I always say, you are going to classify people in multiple personalities, and so it's not like that. So I think let's hope. AI is, let's hope we have, as humans, human in the loop with AI is the key mantra for cybersecurity. We can't just have, AI making decisions. There's always a human in the loop. We call in cybersecurity world the kill switch. Where is the kill switch? If one site is affected, right? Let's say we have multiple sites in multiple countries. How do we segregate that site fast? Where is our kill switch? Where is our skill set to isolate it or even completely kill it, right? I think those kinds of mindset, I think, from an AI point of view, we should have the human in mind. To go back to your first question about predictive intelligence, I know it's a very, very subjective word today because the underlying data has to really help with the right inference, right? Intelligence, is as good as how you infer that, right? And so at the end of the day, it all comes down to, if you look at cybersecurity, you have multiple data points. You have cyber defense, cyber assurance, VAPT data, red teaming data, vulnerability data. How do you take all this data, And how do you come up with some kind of a mechanism to predict? Like, for example, every December, during this Thanksgiving or Christmas or Diwali holidays, these kinds of threats are widely come across. I'll give a small example in terms of a passive intelligence. There is a defense agency, just before a war in USA, the defense agency was ordering a lot of pizzas. I think some of you might have heard about this story. Right? So the newspaper people are basically inferred, hey, there's a war coming now. Right? So you're kind of throwing out a lot of passive intelligence and active intelligence. So these are some of the parameters. I know it's very hard to explain predictive intelligence in 2 words, but you have to basically look at what historical data that you're going to look at, the time, the location, and the trends, and based on that, how do you infer the right data for the right time, for the right action item?
There you have it, there you have it. The word has been said out loud, human in the loop. Human in the loop is something that we all should underline. So, Vijay, I'll tell you, just yesterday, I was moderating another panel on cybersecurity with global leaders. So a gentleman from Germany, he raised a very valid point. He said, earlier the attacker used to be a step ahead of us. Now, with the advent of AI, they are 2 steps ahead of us, right? So my question to you is, do you think, a company or a major threat to a company is a sophisticated virus, or is it just a naive employee hitting on a link that should not be clicked?
No, it's again very situational. I would say the way I should look at it is, are you driving a car without wearing a seat belt and expecting to basically go around the traffic, right? Like cyber defense versus cyber assurance. I think that's where I'm going to answer this question. Cyber assurance is the need of the hour today. It's like, cyber assurance is you are making sure the house has doors and windows. Cyber defense is to make sure the doors and windows have alarms and notification mechanisms when they get opened. Today, unfortunately, we are not focusing a lot on cyber assurance. So to answer your question, I would say, irrespective whether it's coming from an inside threat or outside threat, we need to make sure the assurance is taking higher precedence.
All right.
So cyber assurance must take higher precedence today. And I see like a lot of companies when we do business today is, they all go about assurance only for the audit day. Okay, audit day, assurance is there. Everything is compliant. Nobody's coming through the badged walls, right? So everything is good. But immediately after auditor is gone, everything is coming back to normal. Right? So I would say assurance is the need of the hour, to whether it's inside or outside. So I think we can talk about assurance a lot for all small and medium businesses, startups, cyber assurance, and of course cyber insurance is coming up today. With good assurance, good cyber defense, and good insurance quote also you'll get. So that's my...
So now Vijay, quickly, and this question is on behalf of all the audience. If someone wants to stay unhackable in 2026, what is one thing that they should learn that isn't coding?
I think the mindset, security mindset, I think that's definitely the mindset. Security by design and security first mindset. Everything you have, it's not that you're not suspecting, but you're just being selective about how you are approaching a particular transaction from a security point of view.
So another question my colleague Shantanu asked me to raise. So what is one book every person should read in this room?
Especially, I think, especially with what I like a book called What Got You Here Won't Get You There. What got you here won't get you there. It's a very simple book.
Notes. All right.
It's a book that that I'm really inspired on. Especially, it talks about a lot of blind spots all of us has. Just like a car has a blind spot.
All right.
Right. Just like that, it's important for us to know what actually stopping us from our blind spot point of view to get us to the future steps. So I think that is a book I strongly recommend all of you to go through that.
So now we have moved to the last leg of our discussion, right? Now this is getting interesting, I'll tell you why, because now you all have to join me, in fact join us. So now what we'll do, so we'll ask you a question, right? And you have to shout, listen carefully, you have to shout, safe or scam. So we'll give you 5 scenarios, one by one. Just shout, is it safe or scam, right? Scenario 1, and then we'll take Vijay's verdict, how to save it. So scenario 1, you get a call from your boss, and it sounds exactly like them, thanks to AI. And your boss asks you for an urgent wire transfer. What do you do? Is it safe or scam? Are you sure? Are you willing to upset your boss? Or are you willing to upset your account? Your boss?
Right, audience is always right.
All right.
Right.
So how do we identify that is it actually the boss calling, or is it some, Nigerian hacker sitting in some part of the world?
The security mindset, again, you just write a message to, WhatsApp your message to boss, hey boss, are you trying to get money to me?
All right,
Right?
moving on to the next scenario. We all have been there. Is a 16-character password with symbol, hashtag, dollar, syntax, other syntaxes safer than a 20-character password, a cat sat on the mat and on the moon? 16 characters? Show of hands, 16 characters. Show of hands for the, I believe this is a subjective thing. What do you think?
I would say, the multiple, I think text, instead of a single text, I think the multiple version, I think I'll go with the 16 one.
All right, all right, all right. I see. All right, now, interesting one. You all are at an airport, let's say Hyderabad airport, and you get a free Wi-Fi. That doesn't need a password. Is it safe or scam? But we all use it. Is it not safe?
I think I would say use it if in an emergency, like suddenly you are in an international roaming kind of environment, you need Wi-Fi or data, use it then, but I think hotspot is the way to go. Especially
Perfect.
all the cyber professionals. Please use your hotspot and VPN, both on top of that.
All right, next one. If the website has a padlock icon, which is HTTPS, right, is it 100% safe? No? Are you sure?
Yeah, I think not always.
Not always,
Not
not always.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So I think we have moved to the closing question, Vijay, and we are absolutely on time. So Vijay, before we let you go, that was not required.
Yeah,
But Vijay, before we let you go, give us, in fact, give this audience one, I would say, cyber health tip.
Sure.
And a supporting argument
Sure.
just
It's a
after
simple
this
tip.
that we all can do on our phones right now, right
Yes,
here,
yes.
before we leave the room.
Download M-Kavach 2, developed by CDAC. Just open Android, M-Kavach 2. It's just like antivirus is required for our laptops in a long time. Now there is a beautiful app called M-Kavach 2. Kavach 2. And please download it. It's a very
it a
beautiful
private app?
Yeah, it is available. No, it's not. It's a government app.
It's a government app.
It is developed by CDAC. Okay, it's a very, very good app.
Kavach. And if
Yeah.
you could quickly in 30 seconds tell us what this app.
So this app, anything that you're downloading, any file that you're opening, any browser that you're trying to redirect it to, it will basically check and give you alarm. It will give you history of all the apps that you already installed, any malware files, and this is a beautiful app. There's also another app that government has released called eScan My Phone, and there are a couple of other freewares, AVG antivirus, or even Quick Heal. A Quick Heal also made in India product.
Perfect.
These are all our mobile phone security leaders must have a antivirus or malware detection.
That's a free
right on
takeaway
your phones.
for
Please
all our
install it
guests.
today, yeah.
All
M-Kavach,
right.
yeah.
All right. Again, 30 seconds left. Any questions for Vijay? Before we all dive in for another interesting session by Lokesh. Any questions? No question is a bad question. I believe you have cleared all their concepts, right?
How many people downloading M-Kavach app today? Please, just check it, CDAC. It's a beautiful app. I'm advocate of the pro-government, made in India thing, so.
The government is going to promote you after this, I'm sure, right? So anyway, a strategist, a mentor, and a digital guardian, ladies and gentlemen, Vijay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Vijay sir. We would like to felicitate you. And thank you for such beautiful insights.